Welcome to the Red Table. I am Mukhadi and the platform is the Red Table with Mukhadi. And I would like to thank you so much and appreciate you for watching our previous episode. The family is growing and please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us to bring, bigger and better speakers. And talking about big and better, today in the studio, I've got a queen. I've got Miss Township South Africa 2025. Can you believe it? She is a queen in the township. She's a queen in the aviation, and she's here to tell us all about it. I promised you that in 2025 I'm going to bring you the best, and this is the best. It doesn't get better than that. Mosima, Khumalo, welcome to the table.
Thank you so much. I'm glad. I'm humbled actually to be invited by you,
Yes.
Mukhadi. You know my other name is Mukhadi.
You didn't tell me.
All right, it's a surprise. But anyway, yes. So Mosima Esther Khumalo.
Yes.
That's my name.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mosima, it's in the aviation space. When I first met you, we were attending an event, and when I first met you, I was like, wow, Miss Township. We've never heard about that before.
Yes.
And firstly, I'd like us to tell us about your sesh. Your sesh says Miss Township South Africa 2025. Tell us a bit about it.
Okay, this one, it says Mrs. Township 2025
Yes.
Ambassador.
Yes.
So I am the ambassador of the Miss Township South Africa, the branding itself.
Yes.
So not competing with anyone.
Oh,
But
it's
I
not a
am the
pageant.
overseer. It's a pageantry
Yes.
for Mrs. Township South Africa, and the founder is Naomi Foundation. Yes. So, and I entered this pageantry that was 2024.
Yes.
So that was I was given a task of what to do. The Mrs. Township South Africa, it's about women empowerment. We're talking about those ones who are married, for those unmarried, single, divorced, women with children or without children. So Mrs. meaning that over is 30 and over. So that's why it's calling Mrs., not Miss. All right. So now we've been given the task to do in your township. What can you do in your township to make a difference? So with that being said, it's like, let's say, for instance, you gave up in your life and then you ask yourself, but what can I do? Because people, they're not taking me serious. I'm a single parent. People, they're expecting me to get married, but it's not the time, So that, it gives you an opportunity to go out there and speak to Mosima. Ask Mosima, what do you want? What can you do best to make a difference or an impact in your community?
In your township.
In your township, yeah. So
That's powerful. But
yes.
before we go deeper into things,
Yes.
let's talk a bit about you. Like, where do you come from? Where did you grow up? Like, where did you go to school?
Right.
Yes.
All right. Taking flashback to where to my upbringing.
So you're bringing it.
Yes, I'm from Limpopo originally, by the township called Botlokwa. They call it Matox.
Oh.
So Botlokwa ke apa ke ngwanyana mopedi.
Umupedi.
Ke mopedi twi. So ke tsene
Home
sekolo.
girls in the building, guys.
Hello, pop. So Mosima grew up in that village called Hapolatla, and I'm the third in the family, third born in the family. We are the family of 5. My late brother passed on, and then I only left with my 3 sisters. So with us, after matric, I came to Gauteng like any other
Ambitious young
Of
girl,
course.
yes.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to be a nurse. My mom used to be a professional nurse at Johannesburg Joint. So I used to love that uniform, And I told myself, one day I want to be a nurse. I didn't know what does the job entails.
A lot about it, yes.
So indeed, yes, I've passed my matric then 20 years ago. Then from there, I came to Gauteng. My mom took me to the hospital and said, come and see what is it all about. Yo, Jehovah. I'm like, Mama, me and blood never mix. I can't do this.
That's when you realize
Yes, I've realized
not
that
for
this is
me.
not me. I
Yeah.
love, you know what, I always say, you know what, if something is not for you, you'll feel it. And then we came back home. Then, cut the story short, then My mom one day took me to the airport and said, my daughter, I want you to just to see gore batho ba dirang. When I got there, it was like, wow, these beautiful ladies with the lipstick. And
Like, how old were you at the time?
At that time, I think I was 20.
20 years
20
old.
years old.
You're quite young.
I went there and I look at the people, I'm like, but mom, I have to get to my 21st first before I get to this job. I said, no, my daughter, you're going to do it. And I'm like, oh, all right, I will do it. Oh, okay, we came back. I never put my mind on it. I proceeded and do journalism. Then I got a community job. I was reading the news at the radio station. I was once work with Sibusiso, which is Mzegezege.
Oh,
Yo,
DJ
yes.
Sbu.
DJ Sbu, where are you? I'm here. DJ Sbu was a DJ by that time.
Yes.
And I was a news reader.
Where? Which radio station?
Radio Tembisa.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it was slow. It was like liquidated. And then, yes, I proceeded with my life and do other things. Here comes the marriage thing knocking. So I got married, yes. When I got married, yes, it started now pursuing that career that my mom used to talk about.
Yeah.
So I made research and only to find that I have to go to school to fast track things. Then I researched, then I find this, the school by the name of Future Flyers. Future Flyers is an aviation training organization. It's where I went to the school. And then it was a period of 7 weeks. And I got my license, my flying license, cabin crew, Part 64. It's when that, after that, I wrote CAA exam. After I wrote CAA exam, then I applied. I applied 3 airlines. That was Mingo, Fly South Air. That was one time, nationwide, and South African Airways.
One time,
it was an airline called One Time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a
I'm
domestic airline.
I'm hearing for the very first time, yes.
Yes, they called me nationwide. I went the interview at nationwide. I went to One Time, and I went to SAA. All of those interviews because I had a cabin crew license.
Okay.
That was my advantage. And after that, I've been called by South African Airways and for the training. When I started training at South African Airways, my mom was admitted at the hospital. She was very sick in Pretoria. And I never attended my training. I was doing hospital, school. I never studied. And it was a bit difficult for me. My mom is very sick, and I had to go for a training. While I'm about to finish, actually on the last day where we signed contract, they said your mother wants to see you at the hospital. It's when they rushed me to the hospital. I got there, my mom said, okay, you know what, my daughter, I want you to come and cook for me and bring the food for me so that I'm like, okay, Mama, why are you saying this? So, no, we need to celebrate. And I'm like, wow. And he took the permit. I was hanging the permit on my neck. He said, can I see? Oh, you look beautiful. Now, that was my mom.
Sure.
Then I left the hospital being excited. I got the job. And my mother said I must cook for her at the hospital. The following morning, I got a call at 2 a.m. to say, your mom is no more.
Sure.
So for me, it was like, okay, fine. I think I'm dreaming. What is this? Then I went to the hospital. I screamed. I shouted at the nurses. That was like this thing to say I lost my mother. But when I left the hospital, I went to South African Airways and told them that I lost my mom. I can't continue with the training anymore. And obviously, they gave me a leave to say you can go and mourn your mother and yes, do whatever, all those preparations. And I was so angry, I don't want to lie.
Yes.
How could God, I got the job that my mom wanted, and all of a sudden my mom passed on.
The family is in a good place, you are celebrating,
I'm telling you,
you're in high spirits.
Tell me about it. And then, I got home, and then we do those preparation. I was not myself. I didn't feel myself. I had the support structure with my sisters. They were there for me. And then after all,
you were actually there for each other.
Of course. And then, you know what? I was not interested anymore to fly.
Sure.
Because I was angry with God. And then this pastor started calling me and saying, Mosima, you need to come for counseling. And yes, I went, and indeed, he took me through, told me about God, about the faith, about saying my mom is my angel. I don't need to quit. God knew it that I have to take a job first before my mom leaves. So that's how it happens. And for that, they made me stronger. I think after burying my mom, I have to come into senses. I've tried to do counseling at work, but it didn't work. I don't want to lie to you. It never. It's not easy to lose somebody that you love, especially a mother.
Of course.
And then,
how do you
with
face
time,
the world?
Yes, with time, and the pain subsidized, and I told myself, Mosima, you need to move on. I'm not going to mourn forever. And there was a trainer by the name, I'm going to mention her name, because she's still my mentor, Mpokolobe. She's Mudisani now. She said, Mosima, you need to come back. And I went back to South African Airways. And the training, it was like,
You
now,
started enjoying
100% in everything that I was doing, taking me to the aircrafts. Mosima, you need to focus. He was like, Mosima, I'm not going to play with you. You're going to do that. You're going to do this. Okay, I did it. And then from there, yes, here comes the ceremony at South African Airways, Air Wing ceremony, like we are flying now. We don't get diplomas in the airline. We get of degrees. We get wing. So we've got the wing that they give you to say, now you can go.
So a wing, it's a qualification.
It's a qualification to say
it's
now.
as good as a qualification.
Yes.
Okay.
You are a qualified cabin crew member. Then I started flying. I'm starting enjoying myself now, flying.
Tell about your first flight. Like, where did you go? Was it domestic? Was it international?
Oh, we call it numeric flights, which is you're going to just to observe.
Oh, okay.
Supernumeric flight. So you're just observing what they are doing, everything, so that when you come for your first flight, how to buy. So for me, it was like, wow, okay, it was Devon.
Oh.
And it was quick, you know. So taking off, it was that thing of saying, wow, what is this?
I'm above the clouds.
People that are holding on their armrest, and I'm like enjoying, oh my God. And when it's taking off, I'm like, wow. And I hear the voice of the captain now talking with the crew members. I was like, okay, it's going to be me one day. And then we get to Durban, and then 40 minutes to landing. And I was like, okay, wow, is this the captain? Oh, I want to see the pilot. And then we get there, we landed in Durban, and the passengers were disembarking. And then again, the cleaners came on board and cleaned the aircraft, and then we got back, and then, and never done anything, no duties whatsoever. Then we came back to Johannesburg. Done. Then my roster come out to say, Mosima, it's your call, because you need to
You're very first now.
You're my very first now. So my very first, actually, if I still remember, that was Zimbabwe, Harare.
Okay.
We were going to do the night stop there, meaning that you have to sleep over there, then you'll come back the following day.
Okay.
Also, it was that thing to say, oh, we're going to sleep in the hotel.
Was it for the very first time? Like, you are
I'm
away
away from home, and this is me with this uniform. But there was this click that says, where's your mom? Like, you know.
Yeah. I'm busy
yes, because I can't flash it like that.
Yeah.
But obviously it was like, if my mom was alive, you know. But anyway, she's no more. Let me just focus wherever she is. Then when I take off, I say, yeah, we are leaving Harare, mother. I'm coming home. So
wow.
yes.
Is that how you... Like you that's how you dealt with it?
I dealt with it that way. So I have to find something to
celebrate.
Yes. So that was a celebration in a way.
To celebrate her even.
Yes. So, yeah. And then I told myself, you know what, with my mother, I'm going to make a nice tombstone for her. So those were the plans when I started at SAA. So now, after some time, I think after a year, it's when that now I have to go to international flights. That was wow to me.
Wow.
And when we take off, I'm like, what, Mama? Look at me going to New York, JFK. Wow, I'm going to see the Statue of Liberty. Can you see that? So with me, I used to laugh at the jump seat where we are seated with another crew member. I will say, yo, I'm talking with my mother now. So they were used to me. But at the same time, I think the cabin crew, they used to ask me, Mosima, but you are so strong, you know. You are laughing when we are with passengers. You can't even tell that you just lost your mother. That's how I dealt with it. I think SAA helped me to heal.
They were very considerate of your...
Of course, yes. But Mother's Day, I don't come to work. because obviously I'm gonna see you. I bought my mother this. I bought my mother. What I will
It's a
do,
constant reminder.
yes, what I will do with passengers, I will say, "Happy Mother's Day." Oh, fine. They said, "Oh, same to you." I said, "I don't have it, but you're my mother." Like I will do that, and this is some kind of a healing.
That's how
So
you
now,
heal from it.
after that, what I was enjoying, obviously at SAA, is that
No, your first flight
experience.
too was
Harare,
no the international one.
the international, in New York.
Tell us about it. Like, how was New York for the very first time?
Oh my goodness. When we land,
As cabin
Americans,
crew.
they come into the aircraft and then they check everything, They come with those big cars. Here in South Africa, we call them Casper for the soldiers. So we park away from the airport. So they come and fetch us. With us here is buses. In America, it's not buses. It's those, I don't know how do they call it, the Casper, those kind of buses. So they'll come and fetch us there and get to the airport building. We take our bags and we are going to the bus. Wow. Glamour, it starts there.
Wow.
Taking off all those cabin shoes, the cabin
Yeah.
shoes, the one that we are working with on the aeroplane. So we take them, then we put on our step out shoes and a step out jacket. The blazer is a step out jacket. And then we take them, then we get to the bus. When we get there to the bus, somebody's going to take our bags to the cargo of the bus, and then we are going to get in. And then you see the Wi-Fi available. You're like, okay, roaming time. We landed in America.
Now you can contact home.
Yes, yeah, mommy, I'm reclining my seat, and I'll call my sister. And then we get to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, again at the concierge, then we sit there, then they're going to prepare our rooms. It's where now the glamour started. Then we are talking with other guys, when are we going out? We do the underground trains.
Oh, the underground,
Yes,
yes.
the underground trains. So
Now you're traveling around.
yeah, no, I'm in America. All right. What's up, man?
Oh my
So the
goodness.
accent changes now. You are in America,
Goodness.
and you are like, okay, guys, you're going to Potomac Mill. We are going to which mill? We're going to where? So we get there, and then now we're going to get some money. Remember that when we get there, we do have a salary as cabin crew member, basic salary. We do have allowance.
it a monthly?
Each and every flight that you do, you're getting paid.
Okay. So if you do 4 flights per month,
4 flights, each and every flight you're getting paid, not on your salary. You're getting paid on the destination.
oh, I see what
When
you
you
mean.
land in America, you are getting maybe, let's say, 10,000 rands, but in their currency.
Oh, in their currency.
Yes.
So if you're flying to Zimbabwe, you're getting...
You're getting it, but in a different card. There is a domestic meal allowance.
Okay.
And the allowance that you get internationally is the one that they give you with an envelope at the hotel. Cash, contant. And then when you're doing domestic, they put it in your card.
Oh, I see what you mean.
This is a domestic card that the airline opens it for you. So they put those ones. That one is for makeup, for your petrol when you come to work, okay?
Sure.
So
No, this is a job and a half, guys. Can you tell? Okay.
so the allowance is the one that
So
you are saving.
let's go back a bit. So they pay for the hotels
Yes, the
where
airline,
you'll be staying,
of course.
right?
Yes.
And then they give you the money.
To say thank you for bringing the passenger in America.
Okay.
It's like, remember with the restaurant, they give them a tip. Rona, the airline, is giving us a tip.
Sure.
But with the destination that you are going to, let's say Australia or America,
Yeah.
when you get there, when you land, like now we are relaxing at the concierge, then they give us the money, and then we get to the room. Wow! When you get to the room, there is a big string on the wall says "Welcome, Mrs. Esther Khumalo."
Wow. This
You
is
feel-
royalty.
You see, I've started to be a queen long time
Long
ago.
time. We can tell.
So obviously you're gonna get there and say alone, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you just throw everything there, and then you put your bags and everything, it's provided for you.
Yeah.
If you're not satisfied, you can call them and say, you know what, guys, I don't like this room. and they will make a plan and not even say a word.
Sure.
So then you're sleeping, and then after that you have to change on our sneakers now. We hit the street, we're going for a shopping. You shop till you drop. The sales, everything, outlets.
My goodness.
You name it. You shop the Levi's, Abercrombie. You shop with Deacon Wise. You
all
know,
the brands that you
all
like.
the brands that you want. So that in South Africa maybe you can pay a lot, but in America we go to those factories and outlets.
So who
shop
shows you around?
we show ourselves. We've got a map.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying for those who don't know.
No, we
Like there's obviously
yes.
a crew member who has been
went
around
before
Oh,
us.
okay.
Yes. So it's so nice to explore, and you go into and we ask the restaurant, where are we gonna eat, guys, tonight? And then we tell each other where. And if you don't wanna go there, okay. Some of us will, some we don't. Each and everyone had a choice of where. You want to go Starbucks, you have some coffee, of course, why not? So it's nice exploring food in America, exploring the food in Australia, Chinese food, all those menus we explore as cabin crew. So it's nice to travel.
Wow.
And learning different cultures. Americans, they behave this way. Chinese, they behave this way. And Indians, they behave this way. So you get to know all those cultures.
Yes.
So it's growing new. That's why I'm saying with the loss of my mom, it was like my mom, God closed this door and opened this one. So to say, Mosima, don't worry about the cancelling of one-on-one. You're going to travel the world.
You're going to travel the world. Like, this is your therapy.
Of course.
Paid
Yes.
for.
That's a good word. Yes. So, and I didn't even know how much is the hotel where we are going to stay. And the money that they are giving me, you just spend because you've got a salary, miss. So why not? You shop for the family, and obviously you can shop some other stuff that are not here at home. So like gadgets sometimes is.
And
know
some
that you're gonna proper things there.
And some people even make businesses out of.
Of course, they do. Maybe if your partner is not working, you can easily say you stock up some other things in the destination. It doesn't matter where, and give it to her. Then you're gonna sell it at home. By so doing, you know that you're not gonna get hungry.
It's something lucrative.
Exactly.
And then now you continued to fly internationally.
Yes. Yeah, flying internationally, it was fun. It was fine. You know, remember that you are staying in Hong Kong.
You don't miss home at the time.
No, you miss home with money. What am I going to do at home?
Yeah.
Because you miss home, yes, but when you come back, you are 3 days off.
Oh,
it depends how many days you went away. But if it's 7 days, it's 3 days off. If it's 5 days, it's 2 days off. So it depends where you're going and how many days. Yes. So internationally, I think anytime with me. Because remember that when you leave home, let's say, for instance, you put full tank for petrol. We've got a cruise center parking where we pack our cars at the cruise center. So now you leave your car there for 7 days. Your car is not moving for 7 days, right? So aren't you saving the petrol?
Of course you are.
Exactly. So you are going to mind the money where you're going. And then when you come back,
you still have
do
money.
you even know that you've got a side? Do you even say this is month end? You'll see people like they're packed at the malls and you're like, okay, it's month end.
This is month
because
end.
for you don't know what is the word broke.
Oh my goodness.
You always have dollars. You always have Hong Kong dollars in your bags. So these are the money maybe sometimes you don't even change.
But then now let's talk about it now. Let's talk about the business of being a cabin crew member being lucrative, because most of the time there's always this misconception that says it's for young girls. You understand? You won't be able to buy property when you are working there. Like a lot of people who do it when they're still young, they're traveling the world. Like people look at it as if it's at the entry of your career. You can't do that for life. Let's talk about that one.
All right. With that one, I think if you are not knowledgeable of what's happening, you might say that. But with us, I don't see myself working another job.
Sure.
After you tap aviation, you are in there forever. I don't care who says what about the news, this airline is not doing well. At the end of the way, the investors are from internationally. So we have to break that. What I can say is that we are not the Department of Education. We are the aviation industry.
Sure.
What does that mean? It's very small aviation, right? But at the end of the day, there are jobs on the ground in the aviation space. If I can say, the careers in the aviation space is the cabin crew. You can be a pilot. You can be an aircraft maintenance. You can be an air traffic controller. So those are the things that people, they have to venture into the aviation space to say, okay, tell me about more. Let's say I don't want to be a flight attendant.
Yes,
I want to be a pilot. But remember, you can't just throw yourself in the pilot while you don't know, you never familiarize yourself with the aeroplane.
With aviation.
Yes, even the aeroplane itself. You want to drive it, you have to know how does it work. Like with the car, you have to go for a driving school, right? So with us also, it helps when you're a crew member. You know, when you're a crew member, the duties are, you are a safety officer, right? Being a safety officer, what are your roles and responsibilities to take care of passengers and make the passenger to be comfortable in a way that, in a safety related, but complying with Civil Aviation Authority rules. So competency meaning that you're going to take care of the passengers while the co-pilot is looking at the road. I'll say the road because up the sky there is. The air traffic controller is the one who's doing the clearance up there. So all those people, we are working as a team. And the engineer is taking care of whatever that goes wrong in the aeroplane. So when we do international flights, it's when that the engineer, we come with our own engineer. Because
who's flying with you?
She's going to fly with us from OR Tambo. The reason being
to the destination
that we are going to. Should we have, and it's like our own mechanic.
Oh, I understand. So you're flying with the mechanic.
You're flying with our own mechanic. So
those are the things that we don't know. Obviously, when you're flying, that there's a mechanic in the flight.
Of course. So with the job that we are doing as cabin crew member, obviously, yes, it's not like I explained. It's just a wing. It's a flying license for life. But professionally, yes, you can correspond with any institution and still get your diploma or your degree. How so? Now, with me, I've got my salary, I've got my allowances. I can take care of my family, even take my siblings to school, even renovate my mom's house, you know, even buy the property. Why? Because I'm getting money every flight that I get. And then also I've got the pay slip. That confuses the bankers. Because when you go to the bank and you are saying, I'm looking for a loan, they can't even read our pay slip. Hello.
Tell us about it.
Because I didn't do accountant here.
Yes.
I'm a safety officer. Yeah. If I get to the bank, I'm looking for a loan and the consultants are saying, Sissy, but where does this money come from? Sissy, I didn't do accountant. I think you have to do the better job here. So they ended up calling the superiors. And when they came, said, what do you want, Mrs. Khumalo? Okay, I need a loan for 100,000. I give it to her. Because they are saying, your payslip is complicated.
My goodness, because there's money coming in and, you know, sometimes it's not even the same amount.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I think I've experienced that a lot. It's from experience. I'm not saying you bankers, you are wrong or you are not qualified. I'm just saying, you know.
Bankers, no. We are just saying that this is a lucrative business. That's one thing that I've always wanted to clarify. I wanted to understand that, is this a lucrative, so that people who are aspiring to be in the aviation space, whether as a cabin crew member,
as
a pilot, whatever that is, especially in the aviation, you know that this is a stable job, it's dependable, this is your job, you're able to take care of your family, you're able to
buy property.
Yeah, yes, tell us about buying properties.
Buying property, I think from experience, yes. I've flown with SAA for about 24 years. So you can tell that with buying the property, I managed to do that. Yeah. Property meaning that you can ship the property from Hong Kong, which I did.
What do you mean you can ship the property from Hong Kong?
You can buy building materials from Hong Kong and ship it with a container coming to South Africa.
Wow. So you ship the building material. Like, how do you choose in Hong Kong?
Remember that in Hong Kong, they're doing a lot of things. There are
Yeah.
different materials that you can choose from. Yes. So, but we want the special one that are not here in South Africa.
My God. Yeah.
So I can't mention, when I'm talking about nice stuff,
Yeah.
I'm talking from the taps, from the doors,
Yes.
from the sliding doors for the wardrobes and everything.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I ship to South Africa, so that at least I can buy proper. I can build the
You
property.
can be able to build it up.
Yes. Up to so far, I managed to build the flats for rentals. So with that being said, it is possible to buy with the amount that when I look at what I bought from overseas, it's triple the amount that I was going to buy here at home.
Sure.
So I think this job is giving you an opportunity to stretch your mind.
It's true.
And then at the same time, and whatever that is impossible, it's going to be possible because you have to use your ideas to do what you have to do. Because I used to take pictures in Hong Kong, the bathrooms, how
Those
they built those beautiful sliding doors. I'm like, wow, this I can do it at home. And you ask the Chinese people, and they're going to tell you. And it's where
This is how
I
you're
ended up
able to
doing.
get
Yes,
the-
I get these things, and I built in Midrand.
So now, how do you now ship? You ship to South Africa, and then you
You
find
get
what?
to Durban, and then with Durban, then you're going to have a truck to take it to Johannesburg. Yes.
And then you find what, a builder in South Africa who does all of those things.
Yes, of course. You'll find the people, the professionals that are doing it for you. But with me on my side, my husband used to look at them or how they do it, and he ended up being interested in the construction.
My goodness.
And then now he's doing it. And about the material also, he's communicating with them how to get them, those materials.
To be shipped.
in
in South
South Africa.
So that is as far as Hong Kong is concerned,
Yes.
or even other countries.
I think it's Hong Kong where I know that you can ship material. And with Brazil, it depends what you want. In Brazil, we used to ship, not shipping actually, to buying the wedding gowns. If you are getting married, you are my friends, you'll tell me. You don't have to take it to the tailors because they're going to charge you a lot of money. So we get to beautiful gowns with an affordable price. Not cheap, affordable prices.
And then you're able to have a gown that it has never been seen before.
Yes, of course. Especially cabin crew, we don't buy something that is here at home.
Of course, you're exposed.
So in New York, which is Washington, D.C., it's where we buy beautiful gowns and suits. If you're going to wed, and then we have to go and find out, okay, and you send the sizes, and then when we get to Hong Kong or Washington, D.C., we're going to buy your wedding gown there. Ready-made, beautiful.
Sure. So you can actually make a business out of it.
Of course. There was one of the cabin crew member who used to do that. The wife used to travel with us and do all the shopping. And they opened their own shop with their own brand.
Or now
That's
it's
how
their
far you
own
can.
brand
Yes,
in South Africa.
in South Africa.
So actually there are opportunities within. You can even
Yes.
leave the aviation space and come and do your own businesses
Of course.
because of the exposure. Okay, so tell us about what you're doing currently.
All right, what I'm doing currently, I'm still, remember that I told you about the Future Flyers. I'm with Future Flyers.
That is where you train.
I've trained that was 24 years ago with the cabin crew license. It's an aviation training organization that's training the cabin crew and also do the recurrent for the pilots around Africa as a whole. I can mention Zimbabwe, Botswana. They come here, even Fly South Air. They are doing the recurrent with Future Flyers. So
they get trained in South Africa.
Yes.
Through Future Flyers.
They get their licensing from Civil Aviation Authority, though.
Oh, okay.
Their qualification, we do the training, and then when you get to CAA, you write your final exam. And then CAA is the one that's signing you competence and the compliance.
So how does the training, like if there's a 21-year-old who's at home who says, I'm interested in this thing, I want to fly, I want to I want to be an air hostess. Like,
Okay.
where do we begin?
All right, I'll start with the name air hostess. In the days, they used to call
Them
them
you
air
see?
hostess, and they believe that air hostess is about making tea and coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, as I mentioned,
It's all about being beautiful.
No, it's
far
a
from
cream on
that.
top. The beautiful part of it. The requirements to become a flight attendant is very easy. You need to have the level 5, which is 50% in English.
Okay.
And then
Meaning when they matriculate.
when matriculate.
Yes.
So we take you and you must be 1.5 or 1.7
Tall.
yes. And obviously the size, remember that it's in proportion to your height. You can't be 38 and expect to fly. Unless if you are within the airline, you grow there. When we have babies, yes, we are gaining weight, is baby fat, yes, they understand.
When
But
mean
you know what to do.
38 what?
38, like your body, miss.
Oh, okay. Size 38.
Size 38, sorry.
When you're wearing size 38.
Your size 38.
Oh, okay.
So the reason being, we are not discriminating anything. What we are saying is that we are safety officers. We did aviation medicine, remember. The subject that we are doing is safety emergency procedures. Dangerous goods, something that can pose danger in the aircraft. We've been trained about ditching. Should we land in water, and we'll be able to rescue passengers to get to the life raft so that the aeroplane must sink alone.
Sure.
It never happens, I'm just saying.
No, I understand. Those are safety measures. Yes.
Safety measures. Evacuation, where now we've got an emergency, the misapproach or whatever went wrong with the tire, then we need to evacuate. We need to shout the commands, and then the passengers, we need to evacuate them with the command from the captain and the cabin crew. So now, being the body, when you squeeze between those seats, you need to fit. If the passenger is obese and you're going to squeeze there, he's got a heart attack, how are you going to squeeze there? Does it make sense?
It does.
Okay. So in the aisle also, when you move in the aisles, you can't be, yes, you have to walk, because you yourself, you become a safety hazard. So how are you going to do that? So should now you're going to evacuate, you are at the door, you are saying, come this way, leave everything behind. You are holding there by the handle. When the passengers come in, you are there at the door. You are an obstruction yourself.
I see.
So now you need to be, but the aviation doctor needs to say to you, you are fit to fly, medical doctor.
Oh, so there's someone who certifies.
Yes, the medicals.
To say you're fit to fly.
Yes.
So what is the criteria?
The criteria, like I'm saying, the aviation doctor will assess you.
Will do the medical part
The
of
medical
everything.
part of it, of everything, the BMIs. And they will say to you, Mosima is not fit to fly.
Sure.
Not the airline, not the ATO, but the medical doctor will say, you are not fit to fly, according to the medical certificate, according to my assessment. But if the doctor said, even yourself like that, I said, Mokhadi is fit to fly. Who am I to say? You get what I mean?
I understand. And then how does the training continue?
Okay, the training, our training, it takes 7 weeks. When you qualify, you fill up the forms, and then from there, we check everything that you are a South. If you are not a South African, yes, people with passport, you can apply. Valid passport, though. So you can apply because we travel the world. There's no discrimination of with or without a passport. But you must be 18 to 35.
Okay.
That's the age ranging. We believe that you are matured a little bit, not too much as 18 to get to 35. So if you are 18 to 35 years, you are willing to apply, you fill up the forms. And when we are saying we approve you, then you're going to pay for the fees. We are still working out the thing of being funded as NSFAS funding the other way, the education.
Oh, yes, because now people are paying from their pockets.
Yes.
Like if I've got a child who's interested, I have to pay from my own pocket. I can't get a sponsor.
Correct. So you
though
need
it's fees, it's school fees.
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm
school
paying.
fees in a way. It's 7 weeks, it's 3 weeks practical, 3 weeks theory. It's 90% pass mark. So you are a safety officer. Your mind need to be sharpened. So now, if it's 18,500 rands, the amount, and you need to
that
pay
involves
for the
everything. Is that everything? Is that
it's not everything. It's
registration?
only the fees. The registration is 2,000 rands, and then the accommodation is 9,000 rands. You will be staying there. You only bring your clothing and yourself. So the food they contribute. Because we got to the point, sometimes people, they are saying, nah, I can't eat rice, the other one I want pap. So you have to speak with your roommate. How are you going to do it, the grocery and the transport. The money includes transport, though. Accommodation and transport is included to take you to the school, to the airport, and bring you back to the accommodation.
Yes.
And the accommodation is secured. So there's no up and down like any other accommodation where you are going to move out and move in. Now, if you are in at 3, you are in. You will come out tomorrow at 8. If you want to pass by the mall, they have to take you, the driver.
Sure. What is the reason behind all of that?
Safety.
Safety.
And you need to pass because it's 90% or never.
So also, they need to be forecast so that they can perform well.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. So after the completion, you need to go to Civil Aviation Authority and write.
After the completion of how long?
Of the course of 7 weeks.
After 7 weeks, yes.
Yes. You're going to write your final exam as Civil Aviation Authority, which is the pass mark of 75%. And if you do, and then from there you come back to Future Flyers, it's where Mosima comes in and do your grooming, your interview skills, teaching you with the interviews question for different airlines globally, and then the way you carry yourself, the way you walk, and then the way you present yourself in the room of the interview. Also for the meet and greet in Sentin, how to present yourself, because in Sentin there are cameras in the room, and also
what is happening in Sentin?
When there is a post to say they're doing meet and greet, they're coming to South Africa from Dubai or Qatar from Doha. So you see people flooding to Sentin. You have to know your story. The clothing, what color do you have to know, and the hairstyle. No tattoos, no piercing. So those are the strictly
the requirements.
The requirements that you need to wear black, charcoal, or gray, but you must be formal. You are not going to wear a trouser going for an interview. They want to see your legs.
Yes. Okay.
So, and the high heel, no sandals, court shoes, those type of things. So when you get there, presenting yourself in the room coming in, already they know whether they're taking you or not.
Sure. So you do the training.
I'm doing that type of training.
So you show them this is how you have to present yourself.
Yes, and the assessment, I'm assessing them how you walk. And I can even tell that which airline can take you.
My goodness.
So
this woman, you need this woman. My goodness. Okay, maybe give us an example, maybe with Qatar. That's if you're allowed to divulge such information.
All right. At Qatar, obviously, you need to be 1.7 meters.
Yes.
And no tattoos, no piercing. Your hair needs to be natural.
No weave.
No weave. Please, no frontal.
You must come with your natural hair.
Please. If natural hair, then you have to do your bunny, maybe relax your hair and do your bunny. Or maybe do, the straight up. They allow that. But the makeup, guys, on the tee, you must do your makeup. And show that, yes, I'm serious to do business. So because when they take you to Dubai, obviously they know that you are groomed. Though, yes, we're going to accept other training for their own aircrafts, because at the training we do 737. A Boeing 737 is the aircraft that we are rating for the training. So when you get to Qatar or we go to Emirates, they're going to train you with their ratings for their aeroplanes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So all those things. If you want to go to Qatar, you must be 21 and above. And Emirates and Etihad. But within the commercials, you can be 18 until 35.
What is the height within the...
The height is 1.7 and 1.5. It depends which airline. But with SAA, it's mixed up.
Oh.
Yes, it's all the ratings that they can take you. Yes.
And then after that is at the interview in Santin, right?
The interview there, yes. We call it the meet and greet, not interview. If you're going for an interview, that's the following day that you made it. They give you a paper to say, come tomorrow. And where you're going to write the maths test and the English test, and you're going to do the group interviews.
Yes.
Yes.
And then after that, what happens?
After that, they might decide that, no, you are leaving the country.
On
and
the
then
spot.
the measurements and everything. It depends how long they're going to take with you. Yes.
Then they hire on the spot.
Yeah,
And then
when
what
you
happens
sign
next?
papers, you are leaving the country. You are flying out to stay in Doha or in Dubai for about a year. You sign a contract with them.
Sure.
And then after a year, that's why the airline, Qatar and Emirates, they employ every year. Because when you are done, you're missing home, you want to come back, you can resign and come back. But I don't know, I heard that they extended the contract.
Oh, so you can come back home and then
You
always
can
go
resign.
back.
No, you can resign and come back home and fly commercial, the local airlines.
Oh, so that you're able to
Yes.
come home more often.
Yes. So, but if you are leaving, you said, no, nah, I don't have a child, I don't have anybody, or nothing, because with the rebates, you can come back home or they can come and visit you in Dubai. Yes.
So tell us about how aviation now comes into you being Mrs. Township South Africa 2025, being the ambassador. What exactly do you do?
With being, actually in 24, I was crowned to be the second runner-up for Miss Township South Africa.
2024.
I was doing the Career Expo at the schools, presentations. And also, I was nominated by Mrs. Poppy Khoza, which is the CEO of Civil Aviation Authority, in 2019, where she said to me, Mosima, I want you to go around with us and do the air shows. Our first mate was in Sentin, Ifundi, and then we proceeded to go to Ladysmith. Since then, till date, where there is CAA, you'll see Mosima and presenting to the learners. Sometimes I do with Tsenulo, a career expo. And then personally, sometimes I go to the schools. So I'm trying to reach out and give the message to the learners to have knowledge about aviation at large. So the matriculants, I advise them in time, should I get there before they write their exam, to say, apply before you write your final exam. Because we can only take 22 in class. 2 classes in a cycle. For every 6 weeks, we are taking 44, but it has to be 2 classes. 1 class is 22. So if you are not applying now for next year, meaning that you might not get the space.
Really?
Yes, because we only take 22. If I've got your application and your registration, you are securing your space. But if not, you're waiting for your results for next year in January, you might not.
So you go out in the schools to make an awareness of what aviation exactly is.
Exactly.
But how would you say, like, do people know about aviation?
How
much do people, are we aware?
They are not. Even if you can tell somebody that, you've got distinction, why can't you try air traffic control? It's going to ask, what is that? So I believe so they need to spread it out in the air shows. And then when they see aviation, they must Google a lot about them, wanting to know, being curious to know about aviation. I think we've got lucky this year that Swartkop right now, on the 3rd, that this weekend, go to Swartkop and see what's happening with the aviators. Different aviators. There is Air Force there. There are female pilots that are flying there.
Yes.
You're going to get to know them and handshake them and greet them and find out what's happening in the aviation space. Yes.
Actually, everything in the aviation space, not even being...
That's why I'm saying it's aviation at large. Yes.
So except for the air shows and being out there, how else do you reach out to people about being in the aviation space?
They can find it. They can find that on the social media, obviously, and it's www.futureflyers.co.za, www.futureflyers.co.za, or alternatively, we've got a branch in Pretoria that is running right now. The contact details is 076 707 011. 076 707 0166. Okay, the contact details when you want to find information. We are on WhatsApp, and also you can contact us. Then I'll give you more information. But
okay, we can put it in the description down below so that you're able to get the number and then be able to keep in contact with them.
Yes, but the training is conducted in Germiston at the Rand Airport. But the information, if you want to walk in and find out about what's happening, you can come at our offices in Pretoria.
In Pretoria. Where are your offices in Pretoria?
At Church Street, at the CBD, at Chudo Chambers.
But I want you to talk to parents, because there's a child who says, Mom, I'm interested.
Yes.
But they don't know much about it. They don't know about your accommodation. They don't know if they can trust you. You know, stuff in the internet. How do they know that this is legit? I want you to talk to parents and say, this is what we're offering them. They should feel free to bring, what would you say to parents?
Okay, parents out there and the students out there, my beautiful future cabin crew members. If you want to be a cabin crew member, the requirements is level 5 in English, and obviously you must be matriculated. The height and weight is in proportion to your height and weight as an African child. 1.5 or 1.7 height. It's in proportion to your BMI. That is going to be tested at the aviation doctor. So, and again, you need to be a South African. Again, when I'm saying South African, I mean you have a South African ID. So that should we have learnership in future, you're going to be considered. Or you might be lucky after the negotiation of you coming on board and in numbers as the database rises, you might be funded. And passport holders, valid, yes, you are welcome to apply also. And also, I would say for those ones who are saying, I've got diploma, I'm a postgraduate, I've got degree, you are also welcome to do the course. We are not closing doors for everyone. But for now, the fees are, you need to pay your own fees, which is 18,000 rands, 18.5. You need to pay your 2,000 registration, and also you need to pay 9,000 for accommodation that includes transport and accommodation.
Do they have to pay everything all at once? Like how do parents now, if I want my child to go, how do they now parents start to split the fees? Is it everything all at once?
As I would say, it depends with the individual. If you want to pay them at once, because you are not going to be credited for accommodation. For the fees, you can pay 50%, and then the 50% you can negotiate.
Okay.
Yes. But if you've got somebody who's working government, like the Podisa, the teacher, Maspala, then we give them, we've got a relationship with Fundi. And we're going to need only the ID of a parent and the payslip for recent payslip. And with that, Fundi is going to pay all the fees. And after that, and every month they are going to deduct or they are going to take it from your salary.
So someone can do it part-time?
No, never.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to concentrate. Online, it's not going to help.
Okay.
Yes, because you need to do practicals also. Yes.
So is the accommodation safe? Some parent in Limpopo wants to bring the 21-year-old to Gauteng.
All right. With that, I've got experience. I think I trained more than, last year I trained more than 25 from Limpopo and Zanini. And even Zimbabwe, even Botswana, they trust us with their children because it's safe. And some they refer the other students to us for those who had experience with us. And even I've got students that are in Qatar right now, in Emirates, and at South African Airways. Plenty at Fly South Air, because we do have contract with Fly South Air.
What kind of relationship is that?
We signed the contract that we're going to train the cabin crew, competent and being trained with the grooming and everything, and take them, secure the interview for them. Not that we are going to hand them over. We prepare them and hand them over to say, okay, fine, we secure the interview for them. They're still going for the interview. But whatever that you are going to say, if you sell yourself well the way we taught you, you're going to get the job. But 90% they do get the job.
They do get the job.
Yes.
So which airline would you say you train for?
I can't say which airline. All the airlines.
All of them?
Yes. Even if they don't have contract with us, but our cabin crew members are getting employed with those airlines.
you already know the requirements
Yes,
of the
of
airlines
course. Yes, correct.
and what they're looking for.
What they're looking for, yes. Yes. Remember when they apply, we made them to apply for all airlines.
Oh, is
But
that-
the airline is going to pick which ones they are looking for, according to the criteria and the trainee that we conducted with the students.
So there's a graduate at home who says, I've graduated, maybe I'm a psychologist or I'm a social worker, still between the ages before 35. Are they welcome?
Of course. Remember your education. With us, you need to be visible as an aviator.
Yeah.
This is yours to keep and to help you in future, like something to fall onto. But for us, we are focusing, even if you can come with your travel and tourism, it doesn't exist to us. That's your knowledge. With us, we're going to start from the scratch.
From scratch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You've got a knowledge of travel and tourism, good for you. But you're going to start to do our license.
From scratch?
From scratch, yes.
Okay, let's talk about the accreditations. After the training, who are they accredited with?
What do you mean? The cabin crew? The cabin crew, remember, as the ATO, we are just a service provider. We train the cabin crew. We are also complying with Civil Aviation Authority. We are accredited.
Oh, you
and
are
with the
accredited.
accreditation, you have to go CAA website and find future flyers. Under ATO, the list of ATO, you're going to get our number there.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So even on the flyers, when you are going to make inquiries, we're going to send you a flyer. It's got that registered number. Then you're going to check it with CAA, or you can even call them and find out, do you know future flyers? They will tell you. So you can do your due diligence. You're welcome to do so.
To research about you.
To research about us. And then according to the accreditation, with cabin crew is not accredited, we are competence. So they give us competency cabin crew member, Part 64. They call it Part 64 for cabin crew. So you are writing your exam. When you're done with CAA, you come back to Future Flyers. Future Flyers, already you sent your details to say, Mosima, this address and everything. And then CAA, when they're done processing your license, they're going to send you an SMS.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't mean that you have to go to CAA. Because you went through us, you have to come to us so that we compile with your certificate of competency, like dangerous goods. We have to compile it and give it to you. And the designated examiner need to sign your license that you can go. So you can't go to CAA and fetch your license and go home.
I see what you mean.
Yes, we have to compile everything and give it to you. That's why now we are looking forward to do the graduation very soon.
So you'll be graduating very soon?
Yes.
Like the students that have been training?
Year. Yeah, this is for the first half of the year. Then we are going to do another graduation in December.
Oh, so it's a training program that runs for?
7 weeks.
Oh, for 7 weeks. Okay. Tell us about the BMX.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know, this BMX, I believe that if you are a woman of saying, Mosima, dear, hardly love children.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and what's fascinating me is from Limpopo. Those boys. They're still young.
Yes,
And remember, I'm a mother
How
of
old
boys.
are they?
I think 19, 22, and 21.
Yes.
They're still young.
So we've seen them
I've seen
cycling
them.
all the way to Cape Town.
I'm telling you, I was following those boys.
Yes.
Yo, they were touching me. Actually, I wanted to every move. And when Maxwell got hit, I was crying. I wish I was there to do something.
Yeah.
You know? So when I see DJ Kari, which we are so blessed to have that guy, to come into on board, to travel with them, to be a father to them, you know, all the challenges that guy saw it all. And
Because you saw the whole entourage
I'm telling you,
traveling with them to Cape
yes,
Town.
of course.
In the AMs, in the PMs. Yeah.
Sleepless night.
Yeah.
So going to Cape Town. So I was following them till they get to Cape Town, posting I was so crazy about them to say, you black child, you'll make it. You'll make it. You'll make it. Even if when they get, the challenges of you being awarded, it's something else. You can't go free with something that you do it with the passion.
Yeah.
So you're going to have challenges along the way. Those trials. So they went through that. They got to Cape Town. I was liaising with somebody from Cape Town. It's a lady. She's also a queen. So also they traveled. Actually, her boss told me to say, Mosima, I saw these cycling boys. What's
3
happening?
boys that are cycling.
I'm like, I wanted that. You guys, please, can we do something about this?
Yeah.
As
they're coming back to
yes.
to Wartam.
Yes.
Did they cycle back to?
No,
They flew back. They flew back.
Yeah.
So I spoke to the lady and said, no, Mosima, we are here. We were going to leave with my boss, and they went. The guy is Liri Matlala, the man of influence.
Yes.
Yes. I was there when they hand the awards before that in Pretoria. So now I was like, can you tell Mr. Matlala to go there and be with the boys and bring them back again? We want to go to Limpopo with them, because this is my home boys. So now, yes, they had challenges also there, but finally they managed to come back. When they come back, I said, you know what, I have to do this. I have to go there and, as the ambassador of Mrs. Township South Africa, to welcome these boys. What I did is that initiating of this the sash with their names on them and a bicycle and the logo for Mrs. Township South Africa. So
As they go to Wartam.
yes, when they get there, I was there welcoming the boys. Wow,
It was a
what
big
a
event in the
remarkable,
Wartam.
yes, what a remarkable moment. So it was so emotional. Everybody was screaming, overwhelming the police. It was just a mix-up. But I managed to put the sash on all of
the 3 boys.
Yes. We were 3 queens. Then I managed to put on, make sure the other one, the other one, we call it Khumalo.
It's the smallest.
So Kgarahara, yes. And then we did it, and then after that DJ Gary came and put them in the car. Then they went to other appointments where they were supposed to go. And then from there,
The homecoming.
they said go homecoming.
Yes.
And like I don't know how can I coincidence or what. So luckily I was honored to meet the MEC for Limpopo, and then he was like,
The
okay,
MEC for sports.
Arts and culture.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine. And the other queen knows him. We didn't know, but we introduced ourselves. And he said, you guys, I can find a car for you to go to Limpopo. And we're like tomorrow. I said, yes, tomorrow, but it was late. So we failed to call him in time, but we ended up. And when we made calls, and Garit's team worked with us to say, guys, we can organize with this guy from Limpopo. The guy from Limpopo called us to say, guys, you can drive to Limpopo to welcome the boys. Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
Yes. It was big.
It was big.
Big
Like,
in
this is
Limpopo.
remarkable history ever. These boys, I was waiting for them.
Yeah.
So now I want to go home. And then yes, we took a trip to Limpopo.
Yeah,
It was pouring.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, so can we go home now? Then we went home. When we got there, we were supposed to meet them at Mutubatsi Mall. Mutubatsi Mall. Yes, we get there. And we are like, we didn't iron anything. We went to the shops, we kept my ladies. And iron our clothes. You know, when you want to do something, anything is possible. Everything has to fall into place.
Yeah.
We went there, the ladies helped us to do that. And we put I'm a proud Pedicure woman. So I put on my tradition.
I've seen you do a traditional dress. I was like, wow.
Dress, and my sister Mutali Pula saying, and we were like, okay, no, I must get married in Polokwane. And then we were like, okay, the boss come and then pick us with the cars, and we were like, that's, VIP people to come to welcome. The queens are here, and there was a lady who went to Egypt, Miss Teens. Miss SA Teens, and I think there was from Egypt. he got the second runner-up.
Yes, I've seen that as well.
Yes, so we were like combining and then being one thing, accommodating her to feel like, okay, here are the queens, the big queens, Miss Township. And we get to the stage when they come in screaming, you know, trumpets, everything. I was there
it
to
was a
welcome the
beautiful
boys.
homecoming for
That
the
was
boys.
beautiful, rubbing them to say well done. So it shows that a black child, it's not only to go to school, because those boys, they've got matric only, but they managed to get to the higher level,
It's
to where
true.
they are right now, even preparing for the better future. Everyone, the sponsors, they are all over them because they've shown that we can do this, and they did it. And that is a remarkable history in South Africa of what they did. And with me to be part of that, I'm so proud to see them coming up. I wish our country or Africa as a whole, we can come together and do something. And not being lazy. It's not, it shows with the boys the message to say it's not about education, it's not what you have, it's about what you can do, the capabilities of doing great things. And for that, you are saying to the other ones, look up unto me, I'm your role model in a way. So the possibility of doing things, have faith. God is watching. Remember those boys going to Cape Town, it was God's will. And it was an appointment with God, and they did it. So same here with Mosima. My journey, it will never end till I see a black child, or let me say a boy and a girl child, to venture into the aviation space. I'm still gonna reach out the ones that are in the village and the township also. And if I see them flying their parents, if I see the mechanic, a female also, and also the drones piloting, I trained the other one and I sent her to the relevant people for the drones piloting. She's working now, she's only 18. So what am I saying for all of this as a compilation of a black child is that it is possible. As long as you put on your mind on it. Yes. But I'm not saying people mustn't go to school.
True that.
I was just
no, true that.
So yeah, it is possible.
Sure, thank you so much.
I was so proud.
A real queen in the townships. You know what? Queens are not only in the castle, also in the townships and in the villages. They are also queen like you. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule. This woman is busy, by the way. For me to get hold of her and sit there like this, wow. Thank you so much
for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And I hope everyone can start to make contact with them, so that if you're interested in the aviation space, this is the lady to contact her. As you can see that she's well versed with information, and I like the fact that it's safe. She knows everything. This woman knows her story, by the way. She's 24 years in the aviation, so when I said I will bring you the best, this is one of the best. Amen. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, sharing. Please contact her. We're going to put the contacts down below so that you can contact them. Parents at home, feel free to contact, find out information, go on Google and check out their training courses, and verify and contact them. And from us, the Red Table and Queen Mosima, thank you so much, and may God bless you.